Hello YouTubers and welcome to another video. Today I have a comparison for you. So I am comparing the Sennheiser IE600 with the Sennheiser IE200 with the Ikko OH7. So over the last 2 weeks I've been trying all of these quite a lot. I'm quite lucky to be able to listen to music about 10 hours a day. I can work and listen to music, so that's what I do. And for years, the Ikko OH7s have been my favorite pair of IEMs. I can't emphasize just how good these things are. Check out my other video on this from a couple years ago. These are just amazing IEMs. You know, they're very expensive, but they deliver like the most amazing bass and musicality. Voices through this are just lifelike, you know, like it's just wow. The wow factor. I've been using this for years and I don't stop having that wow factor with them. So, but I got the bug, and I was reading all, reviews online and stuff, and I tried the HD660S2s, and I ended up returning them because they lacked a little bit of bass, certainly compared to the OH7s, but maybe not a fair comparison. But then I said, okay, let's try the IE600, because everyone's raving about these online. You know, it seems like endgame material, Sennheiser's bag, the perfect IEM. You know, if you get these and listen to these, you get teletransported to a new dimension, to another dimension, and from which you can't come back because everything else will sound like crap. So, you know, that's pretty strong words. And because I like Sennheiser, and I said, okay, yeah, let me do this, you know. So I got these. They come in this little pouch here, which I find really nice. And here they are, the Sennheiser IE600. So these are beauty, you know, like they're made of a 3D printed metal. You can see they feel nice and solid, you know, when you hold them they feel nice and solid. IE600. So I got these, and you know, I've been putting them through the ropes, and I think the hype is somewhat justified because these are very resolving and they sound really good. Single dynamic, just like the OH7s. The OH7s are also single dynamic. I don't know, I have a penchant for single dynamics. I've got the quad drivers, which is my earlier kind of IEM, you can call it, with armatures and dynamic driver. But I don't think I ever tried, maybe the FIO. I tried some FIO with just armatures, but I didn't like it. It was too clinical. Anyway, single armature. So I got these, and then I was like, okay, you know, maybe, you know, and then people started talking about the IE200s being like baby IE600s, of course, for a fraction of the price. They don't have a case, but they come in this little pouch here, and these are the IE200. So they're exactly the same design as the IE600 in terms of the shape and format, but where these IE600s are made of premium kind of a 3D printed metal, these are made of plastic. They don't feel cheap. They feel, you know, they feel okay, but they're very light. These are very light. And one of the things I struggle with is when you put them on, because they're so light, they kind of, when you try to adjust this, they tend to sort of like not have enough weight to hold themselves in your ear. Yeah, so I got these three and I was putting them through the ropes. Basically what I wanted to do, or what I wanted to get to, is that whether the IE600s were going to be a match for the OH7s. So talk a little bit about the sound on the IE600s. So the IE600s are very resolving. Okay, so you put them on, the bass is really tight. You can hear a lot of detail through these. I'm not sure if you can hear as much detail as you would with like armatures and stuff. I think that the armatures have got like the edge on sort of like detail retrieval and stuff, but over dynamic drivers. but the detail here is absolutely phenomenal. Really good. You can hear a lot of music detail. Also, it's very fast, so when music gets busy, it doesn't struggle so much. Like with the IE200s, they struggle a bit when the music gets busy, and besides, they're not nowhere near as detailed as the IE600s. So so far so good, right? So all the hype is somewhat justified in terms of the technical ability of this. Where these lack, in my opinion, compared to the OH7s, is in musicality. So the OH7 is a lot more musical than the IE600. And to give you an example, voices. So if you're listening to voices, and I'm thinking Melody Gardot, there's a song, and her voice is sweet, and it fills you up. Like fills the sound with this sweetness, and you can feel that sweetness with the OH7s, and you can't feel so much that sweetness with the Sennheiser IE600s, which is a shame, because that's a key component of music listening, is to be able to engage with the music, like from a felt sense of the music. It's not just about hearing things, it's about feeling them as well. But the IE600, for all the technical ability that they have, they do lack. They're dry. They're fairly dry earphones. So I had them both on my desk, but I always found that I when I was tired of reviewing, I would just listen to the OH7s, because they're just better, just more musical. You could argue that they're not so detailed, they're not so resolving, but I think, when you start adding body to music, some of that detail gets pushed back. So the IE600s are quite bright. Grados, I remember some Grados I had, and the Grados amazing detail. You can hear a lot of detail and all that kind of stuff, but they're super bright. And if you like bright, then that's up to you, but I don't like bright, because I like to feel the bass, I like to feel the vocal resonates. I like that kind of a wetness. That's what I like. And these have got, all the detail is still there. The OH7, all the detail is still there, but it's a little bit further back, so you have to really look out for it. With the OH7s, it's all there. You can hear a level of detail, which is quite impressive. But it's not smooth. I don't find these smooth, and I find them particularly harsh with vocals. I found myself turning down music because my ears weren't enjoying it. So yeah, it's on paper and at first impression sounds really good. The IE600 sound really amazing, very resolving. The bass is punchy and it's there, and you can feel the strings and all this kind of stuff. But there's no body to the music, and especially the voices are kind of like a little bit dry. They are dry, and then it's a little bit harsh with the highs. I knew this coming into this, because the other reviews talk about it, but I felt that, like, okay, let me try, and I did try, and after a while you forget, but then after a couple of hours, it's just like, no, how can I put it? Music sounds more delicious through the OH7s than it does through the IE600s, despite the IE600s being arguably technically superior. So that's my 2 cents for the IE600s. I mean, I really wanted to keep them, but I wanted them to be a match to complement my OH7s. But unfortunately, the sound signature, the timbre is not really for me, especially because it lacks body and musicality, right? And also the harshness in the upper mids is just not, it's just not nice. It's just another thing. So, and they cost a lot of money, so I can't really justify keeping them, because I won't be using them that much. But I do like them, So when I heard that the IE200s were like similar sounds, similar kind of like technical ability as the IE600s, but perhaps not as sharp in the high notes, I said okay, and they're a lot cheaper. I thought, well, if I want a pair of IEMs to just pop to the shop, or for short runs like that, yeah, maybe I can get a pair of IE200s and get a lot of the goodness of the IE600 minus the harshness of the upper mids. And that's pretty much what you get from these. Like these are really, I find them really good. Like I think these are a lot better value than the IE600s. Are they better? No, they're not. However, I can listen to music on these for longer than I can on the IE600s, and that's because the treble is a little bit high mids and treble is a little bit more tamed, if you like. I don't feel that these hurt my ears as much as the IE600s, but of course, these don't have anywhere near the amount of detail of the IE600s. The IE600 is a much kind of a upper level, kind of a level of definition and sound. But you might find these easier to listen to. So I would say that to compare these two, so let's use an analogy here. So say, for example, the difference, the difference between a Bluetooth connection and a wired connection, especially when you have like good earphones or headphones. That's a big difference, right? So I think that's more or less the difference between these two. So these sound like IE600s over Bluetooth. They just lose a little bit of that definition. They lose a little bit of that rhythm and that fastness. These struggle a little bit on fast passages. These don't. But at the same time, these are actually more relaxing to listen to. So they might be some more suitable for a lot of people, because the IE600s are, I'm afraid to say, a disappointment in that respect. So unfortunately, the IE600 is not a recommendation for me. I mean, only if you really like dry music, if you're not really keen on, warm kind of voices and vocals and lifelike experience of music, yeah, then for sure go for the IE600s. They're really nice. They sound amazing, but they're not for me. IE200s, yes, I can recommend them, especially at the price. I think you can't go wrong with these, although the cable is a little bit flimsy. The cable on the IE600, people moan about it, but I think it's really nice. And it comes with a 4.4 balanced cable as well that you can swap. The IE200s only come with this flimsy cable. It's really flimsy and light, but it seems sturdy enough, I guess. But these at the price that they retail are a lot better value than the IE600s in my view. If the IE600s were more bodied and more, if the experience was more musical, I think they would be really nice. And you can, I've been using the chord mojo too, you can bump up the bass and the mid bass a little bit, and then they will sound a little bit fuller, but it's still not to anything compared to the OH7s. So the OH7s, despite some of the quirks that they have, are absolutely sublime, right? So if you haven't tried these earphones, just get them. If you're gonna spend this money on IE600s, you spend the money on this, especially if you're a bass lover, especially if you like musicality in your music, especially if you listen to music with the prime purpose of enjoying it. I don't think the IE600 was designed like that, and it's way too expensive for something like that. And the IE200 is actually more musical than the IE600 in the sense that, everything's a little bit more balanced. So that's my 2 cents. I hope you enjoyed this comparison. I hope this was entertaining for you. Thank you to my subscribers, and if you say like to this video, maybe YouTube will start, suggesting my video to other people. And thank you very much, and I'll see you next time.